Hi Tina, Brad Phillips here with Puppy Steps Training. I've got Daisy hanging out with me. She's nice and cozy in her crate because it's a lovely, cold, rainy spring day. So very excited to film this demonstration and get her back to you. I think you're gonna really be happy with what we've done. We've made a lot of progress and Daisy's doing great. So very excited to get her back to your family. So this demonstration, just like the previous one with Snowy, we are just going to go through the manners, the obedience commands, and the leash work. That first video contains the 3 keys to success, the potty training expectations, and the crate training expectations. So make sure you check that out. But we're just going to dive right in. I mean, Daisy's been doing really well. She's loved training. She's come a long way. Biggest things that we'll cover with her is some of that reactivity. I mean, she's definitely more of a reactive dog. Likes to bark at other people, other dogs, and so we've spent a lot of time just building confidence with her. We've also worked a lot on her impulse control, so with the manners you're going to see that. But engagement is going to be super important, and we will cover that in the leash work portion of this video. So we are going to dive right into her manners. The first manner that we are going to talk about are these gates and these doorways. So anytime Daisy comes out of her crate, she goes through a closed door with us, as well as gates outside. We expect her to hold an automatic stay. Shouldn't have to tell her stay. I just expect her to be in control and being calm. I don't care whether she's sitting, laying down, or standing. She just needs to show that she's patiently waiting for me to release her and she's not trying to just push her way out. If at any point we're going through a doorway or she's coming out of the crate and she does try and push her way out, I just simply either close that door, block her with my leg, and tell her no, and then wait for her to regain that control. If she manages to push her way out and get past us, we do have to tell her no, go and get her, and have her do it again. We don't want Daisy thinking that if she's sneaky enough or she's fast enough, she can get away with ignoring this behavior. So always be prepared to follow through. But Daisy's doing great. She's doing a really wonderful job. So we are going to let her out here. I'll open this crate door, let her come out, then we'll walk over, have her ring the bells. We'll go outside to the bathroom and then show you, during that we'll show you this exterior door, how she's doing those doorways, both going in and out. So let's let her out here. Okay, good girl, huh? So we'll hook this leash on. Like I said, we'll walk over to this door. I'm gonna have Daisy ring the bells. Ooh, that was too soft. So she barely touched it. I'm gonna wait till she hits it a little bit harder. Okay, outside, good girl, good. Okay, good girl. Okay, so same expectation, coming in and going out. These treats a little bit hard. So yeah, bare minimum, expect this with, coming out of the crate and going through any exterior door, but you can definitely expound on this and include any threshold you would like. So now we're going to talk about her greeting. So her greeting is just any time that I call her over to me or she approaches looking for my attention, that she sits to get it. Okay, this is a big one for Daisy because one of the hardest manners for her to overcome has been jumping. She no longer jumps up on us, like she's been really good about that, but she still kind of bounces out in front and off to the side, which I have been just simply telling her no. But I also don't want her jumping up for treats or jumping up on any guests. So the greeting is a big way that we show her the way that she gets our attention is by sitting. So this is also going to be the first exercise that you do with Daisy when you get her home. And everybody that has regular interactions with Daisy is going to do this. So you're going to put a leash on her, you're going to take a handful of treats, and I'm just going to say her name and back up, have her follow me, and once she sits, I'll say okay. So it's just Daisy. She steps over. Okay, good girl. So you notice I kind of lowered that treat a little bit slower just to make sure that she wasn't going to rear up. Daisy, so we're going to do this 3 times. See that little hop? Good. That's kind of that gray area where I'm like, she's not jumping up, she's not jumping on me, she's just excited. But if that starts to turn into jumping up for the treat or trying to jump up on me, I am going to shut that down. Daisy, so back up. Good girl, okay, good girl. And then I can go ahead and pet her. Where she was so jumpy, we want to make sure that we never ignore this behavior. If she comes up and she sits in front of us, we need to make sure that we recognize that and we reward her, whether that's with petting or with treats. If she jumps up, so if she jumped up for the treat, I would just quickly take that away and tell her no. We have taught her the command gently, which was not an issue for her. She has a very soft mouth, but I can just tell her gently, and I expect her to be very soft taking it. So if she jumped up for the treat, pull it away, say no. If you felt like she was being a little shark, trying to bite it, then I can say gently, expect her to take it softly. If she tried to jump up on me, like if I called her over, Daisy, and she came and jumped, I would just step into her and restrict that space. If she proceeded to jump, then I would bring my knee up and block her. Notice how she bounces right back. Very quick adjustment in my body language. I'm not looking to like kick the dog. We're never extending. It's just a quick knee up. My body language signifies that I don't like it. So everybody in the family is going to do that exercise. Make sure that she's taking treats politely and not jumping. Do that, 3 or 4 times in a row, and do it 3 or 4 times a day for the next 3 to 5 days. Okay. With strangers, so I do not have the same expectations for Daisy with strangers as I do myself. A big part of that is because Daisy is more reactive, so I don't want her feeling like she needs to meet everybody. She doesn't want to meet everybody. Certain people she does, but we need to advocate for her. So when you're out and about with her, if people say, oh my gosh, she's so cute, can I pet her? 95% of the time we're saying no. The polite way to do that is just say, no, she's in training, and you can, Daisy, guide her over, and then reward her for engaging with you. Good girl. And wait for that distraction to go past. 5% of the time, maybe it's somebody you know, maybe it's little children where you're like, okay, you can say hi to Daisy. And if we do that, bless you. Then I would walk Daisy up. I would say, yes, you can pet her, but she needs to be in control, and we got to help her feel confident. And so I stop, 5 or 6 feet short, have Daisy do this greeting for me, pet her, make sure that she's in control, and then invite those people up to say hi. If she gets out of control, if she tries to jump, if she tries to pull, I tell her no, and we'll do a little reset. So I'll take a few steps away, regain her attention. Daisy. No. Good. And then we can approach again. But I like to stop and have them approach me. That way I'm prepared to correct her, and she doesn't get away with pulling the last 4 feet. But once again, Daisy is a little bit more reactive, and so she is going to feel a lot more confident in her surroundings, knowing that not everybody is coming to say hi to her. So advocate for your dog. Tell people no. Good girl. Okay. So continuing with jumping, if she jumps up on like the cabinets or the couch or anything that she's not supposed to, I'll still tell her no off, and a lot of times I might clap just to drive that point home, and then I will go and remove her if she doesn't listen. If I'm down at her level and I'm petting her and she tries to climb up on me, so she'll put this one paw up, which once again, that's like that gray area. If she thinks that she needs to climb up, then I can just, no, off. I just slide her back, wait for her to, oh, good girl, show that she's under control. Nope, off. And then I can go back to petting her. If she continues to do it, I'll stand up and remove myself. But it is important when I correct her, I move her away and I take away my hands. So a very clear signal in my body language that I don't appreciate that. Okay. Now, if she starts mouthing on me, so if she's licking is one thing, as soon as teeth come on my hand or grab a sleeve or my watch band, see she's thinking about it here, I'll tell her no, and I'll grab her muzzle. So I'm not clamping down, I'm not causing any harm, I'm just quickly telling her that I do not appreciate it. She doesn't get to ever put teeth on me. Come here. Oh, come here. Oh yeah, that's a good girl. And so same thing, quick, tell her no, take my hands away. I can go back to petting her when she's under control. If she does it a second time, no, and now I stand up. I no longer get to be down there and love on you if you're going to mouth on me. If she's chewing on something she's not supposed to, maybe the leash, maybe a table leg, I'll tell her no and replace it. So if she's chewing on something hard, I'll give her something hard. If she's chewing on something soft, I'll give her something soft. So I am trying to replace based on texture. Okay, good girl. And that way I can redirect her into something that's appropriate. If she picks up something she's not supposed to have, I can ask her to drop it and then replace it. So if she picked up a shoe or a sock, I would say, Daisy, drop it. Good girl. She's expected to let go of it, so I can take it. Okay, and give it back to her. With toys, when I work on this, I just incorporate myself into her play. Okay. So when she drops it, she just gets it back, and I throw it and try and make it more exciting. So that way it's very rewarding. Which you're just looking for food right now, huh? Not looking to play? Okay. No? Okay. How about a bully stick? I'll let her chew on that for a second. Daisy, drop it. Good girl. Good girl. With something like a bully stick that's edible, it's higher value, I can either give it back or no. Or if I was taking it away, I would replace it with a treat. So this is good practice. She rears up, it goes away. She stays down. Okay, she can have it back. Daisy, drop it. Good girl. Good girl. So let's try this again. No. Okay, good girl. And then we'll take it away here in just a second, unless we're done chewing on it. Then we'll take it away. Good girl. Okay. So grooming and handling, we've spent a lot of time just handling her, brushing her out every day, getting her used to having her nails trimmed. I mean, you guys did some of this, so we just continued with it, making sure that she's comfortable being handled. Oh, good girl. Which Shirley has no problem with. Yeah, good girl. We put her in a lot of funny situations, making sure, licking is one thing. If she tries to put her teeth on me, I will correct it. So here, no. Now, when I put her into weird situations, I want to make sure that I reward her when she is calm and when she's in control. So where she mouthed on me, no. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So mealtime manners, anytime we feed her, I expect her to hold a sit stay. Shouldn't have to tell her sit or stay. If I shake that bowl, she'll plan herself, and then I should be able to set this down. If at any point she pops up, I will tell her no and take it away. No, so like that. Okay, good girl, good girl. And then she's free to eat. Now we want to make sure that there's no resource guarding, so I do spend time handling her when she eats. Sometimes I'll throw treats in her bowl just to make it a positive experience. Ooh, I don't make a habit of taking her food bowl away, but sometimes I might hand feed her. She doesn't like the sound of the leash hitting the bowl. Discovered this yesterday when I had the leash on her, and I was just kind of going through just to see where she was at with everything, and that leash hit the bowl. She did not love that. Nope. Nope. Okay, good girl. Just adding some variation there. She's funny. She always has to take a couple pieces of kibble out of the bowl to eat them. A lot of times she doesn't just stay at the bowl. Good girl. Okay. I believe that is all of our manners. So that's what we're going to focus on the first 3 days, are these manners. Make sure that she's being very polite, she's being a very good girl. But now we're going to dive into our obedience commands that we've been working on. So the first one that we will show you is place, which I didn't send you there yet. Come here. So all I have to do is just tell her, Daisy, place. I point, she goes on. I tell her, good girl. And she gets the treat for going on. Now, the expectation is that once I send her on, she is expected to stay. And the harder the distractions, or the longer she's there, the more I will go and reinforce it. So when she shows that she's settling, she's not going to leave, then I'll go up and tell her, good. No. So that's a break. Daisy, place. So I'm going to send her right back. But I'm not going to immediately give her a treat because she clearly forgot what we were doing. Now she's showing she's settled. Good. And I'll give her that treat. So we've been adding our 3 Ds to this, distance, duration, distraction. The more that I add and that she handles, the more I'll reinforce. So if we've got a lot of chaos going on, I will reinforce it more than if it's just me and her hanging out while I'm doing the dishes. But here you can see the difference. First time I sent her on, she definitely forgot what she was doing. Here she knows, she's a lot more settled and is relaxing. Good girl. We'll add some distractions here. I'll leave the room. It's always a good one. Good. So I love the place command. It's my favorite command, especially for daily life. Somebody comes to the door, you can make it her job to go to her place. You need her out from underneath your feet, send her to her place. Bringing in groceries, send her to her place. So super great command that just has a lot of practical application. Okay, good girl. Place. Good. We'll go out this door. Good. Good girl. And once again, when I release her, no reward for coming off. At least no food reward. I can tell her good girl and pet her. Okay, good girl. Good girl, Daisy. I'm going to move this bed back out of the way. So very similar is our crate command. Daisy. Nope, not the place. Come here. Crate. There we go. Good. So I can tap on top, tell her crate. Once she goes in and turns around, I'll give her the reward. Okay. And she's not allowed to come out until we're done, until I release her. Crate. Good. Okay, good girl. Daisy, crate. Nope. Good. Okay. Notice the stay for this isn't near as long, and that's because if we were leaving her in there for long periods of time, I would just close the door. Daisy, crate. Good girl. Okay. Perfect. Huh. Okay, so the next ones we're going to do sit down and stay. So we have sit, down, and stay. Daisy, sit, down, stay. So she gets the treat at the very end. No, so that's a break. Sit, down, stay. She breaks once or twice. It's fine, it's part of learning. I'll just tell her no, reset her. If she breaks a third time in a row, it's clearly too hard. So then I want to simplify and make sure that we end on a success. No. So here she's really anticipating it. Down, stay. That and where I have the treat in my hand, she's like really watching. Okay, good girl. So because I didn't want her to break 3 times in a row, I kept that one shorter, and now we're going to do it one more time. Daisy, sit, down, stay. Okay, good girl, good girl. Okay, and then we also have a sit stay, which I prefer a down stay. It's a little bit more stable, and so does Daisy. Stay. A lot of times she'll just lay down when she's in her sit stay. So if she does, like right now, if she laid down, I'm fine with that. She's just becoming, no, but she's not allowed to do that. You're kind of not paying attention today, huh? Sit. Stay. You can just kind of tell that her attention span is very short today, where she just like looks off and gets up and starts walking away, just completely forgetting what we're doing, which happens. Sometimes my attention span is pretty short too. But here she's focusing. Okay, good girl. So, sit, down, and stay. Her down a lot of times cracks me up because it's like a flop. She throws both front paws out, and then we'll kick her back legs. Just a full sploot. Come here. Sit, down, stay. One back leg went out, huh? Okay, good girl. Good girl. Okay. So then we have our leave-its, which I'm going to set her up for this. Daisy, place. So I'm going to send her on her place. We have been practicing leave-it outside a lot. She is a pro at finding stuff on the side of the road that she wants to eat. So her leave-its have gotten really, really good. While we're in here, I'm going to use this container of treats, something she's actually been used to eating, which will make it a little bit more difficult, and I may grab her leash. But we're just gonna, oh no, I spilled them, kind of pretend. And I'm going to release her and then tell her to leave it. Like I said, with setting her up with treats that she's used to eating, I may need to grab that leash or step in front of her this first time if she's going to them really quickly. Good girl. Okay. Good. Sit. Good girl. Okay. So now we're gonna just walk past them, and as you can tell, she's like, this is a setup. You're not even going to go near him. So I haven't told her anything yet. She's kind of anticipating it, which is okay. I mean, I would rather her not just go nose deep into everything that she sees. So if we were on a walk, she notices something, you think that she's going to go to it, I can just tell her, Daisy, leave it. Good. And I expect her to be able to walk away from it and not try and quickly grab any of it. I mean, those are treats that we've definitely fed her and she's used to eating. But you can see she definitely knows something's up. So I will continue to reward her. Good girl, as she continues to leave it alone. Leave it. Good. Daisy. See, there we go. That was a good example. She thought about it. She got a good whiff and was like, wait a second, I know what those are. Leaned in, I said, leave it. She backed out, walked away. It's exactly what I want. With something like this, the harder part comes when I go to clean them up, because now my hands are here. And she's like, those hands, give me those treats. Which she's doing great, not even coming close. Okay. Good girl. No. That little hop. Okay. So now I'm going to kind of switch our camera angle just to take advantage of more of the room. We'll show you our leash work. And with that section, we're going to start with our heel. Then we'll talk about what to do if she pulls, engagement, then the long lead and the recall. So let me switch some stuff around and we'll go to that point. Thanks. Heel. Good. Good girl. Okay. So this is her heel. When I tell her heel, she's expected to be on my left side, keeping pace with me and keeping her attention on me. Good girl. Good girl. To which I give her a lot of feedback during a heel. The purpose of the heel is not for exercise. So the heel is for you. This is about getting past distractions and getting from point A to point B. This is when I want her focusing on me and not on things around us. Heel. And so if that's the case, once again, you have a little bit of a reactive dog. So she is going to be a lot more sensitive, good girl, to distractions than a lot of other dogs. So this is one that we need to practice a lot. And we need to get a lot of successful reps in and then gradually increase the distractions. Heel, come on. She's kind of lagging, so I'm going to pick up my pace. And I expect her to follow. Good girl. Good girl. When I stop, she should stop and sit. Good girl. So if I want her to ignore all the distractions around, I need to be distracting myself. I need to give her a lot of feedback. And once again, practice, practice, practice. Start in the house, walking around, then go out back, or in the backyard, I should say, then to the front yard, and just focus a lot on getting this positive reps, her just focusing on you and you rewarding that eye contact, and then gradually introduce new environments, new distractions. So really for the first week, I wouldn't take her to an environment where we're needing to walk past, other people with dogs or strollers or joggers, anything like that, if possible. But do it gradually and then just focus on confidence, okay? So left side, right in this area, paying attention to me. If she gets a little distracted, I'm just going to go, hey, Daisy, good girl. And once she looks at me, I'll reward that. But if she starts to pull, whether that's pulling towards something or away from something, the reaction is the same. If she started to pull, come here, I would tell her no, and then pop that leash. So I don't ever have to be like really firm with Daisy. She's pretty sensitive to a correction. So I'd say no, pop, pop. And I'm going to pop that leash up. So if she's pulling out in front of me, a lot of times I'll step in to correct her. So that's up, pop, pop. Okay? I don't want to just pull her backwards because I use leash pressure to give her information. So if I'm turning, I'll give her leash pressure that way. If I'm turning this way, a little leash pressure. If we're turning around. So I don't want to just be pulling on her. That doesn't help. So it's no, pop, pop. If she listens to that, we'll keep walking. I'll reward her after a few steps. If it doesn't work, if she continues to pull, I will try one more time. So the first one is no, pop, pop. The second one, I get a little bit more firm. No, pop, pop. Oh, I know you didn't do anything. Huh. If that works, great, let's keep walking. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to come to a complete stop. We will not progress forward or towards a distraction unless you are being calm. And it's at this point where I evaluate whether I feel like she's just a little distracted or whether she's becoming reactive. If she's distracted, I'm going to work on my heel right here. We're going to practice. We're going to start walking again, and then I'll implement maybe some corrective U-turns. So if she's pulling towards the camera here and we're walking, I'll let her kind of get out in front of me, and then I'll just quickly change directions. So that's a corrective U-turn. We'll see if I can get her to get out in front of me a little bit. I don't want to pop her, but I'll just randomly doop. So she hits the end of the leash, I'm walking away. Boop. So that's a corrective U-turn. The other one is what I just call kind of sporadic walking, and that's where she's never going to know which way I'm going or when I'm stopping, any of that. So I'll step through her, and it's just, oh, we're walking this way. Oh, now we're walking that way. Now this way. So this forces her just to pay attention to me, and then I'll randomly stop, reward her when she sits. So that's how I would work on that heel. And along with this, I am rewarding her when she's focusing on me. Now, let's say that she's getting reactive instead of distracted. So if she's bark, 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 and wanting to chase after something or run away, at that point, it's pointless to try and heel past it. Instead, I would rather focus on building some confidence and engaging with her. So if there was somebody over by the camera and she was barking, she didn't want to go near them, or maybe she wanted to pull towards them, at this point, I'm going to step through her and kind of back her up, and we're going to get some distance. There's always an amount of distance I can get to help her come out of that reactive state and start to engage. So whether that's 5 feet off of the sidewalk or 50 feet in the opposite direction. I will then put my back towards the distraction, and I will reward simple victories. So it's like, oh, you're no longer barking? Good girl. Oh, you're sitting? Good girl. You're looking at me? Good dog. Good girl. I will reward those simple victories. If she's barking and trying to look around, quick corrections. No. Oh, good girl. No. Good. No. Yeah. So a lot of feedback right there. As she comes out of the reactive state, she's focusing on me, then we'll open up to a point where we can look at the distraction, and I will reward her when she's calm. If she's being calm, then maybe we can get a little bit closer. If she starts barking, I'll step in between her, have her regain her focus with me, go back to engaging with her. So that's how I would do it if she gets reactive while we're out and about. I do like to set time aside to work on this and just help Daisy build confidence, because once again, she is a little bit more reactive. So if we can go find a park bench somewhere, we'll just go sit down and watch the world go by. And every time she's calm, or every time that we see somebody go past and she doesn't bark, I'll say, oh, good girl, and I'll reward her for that. So it's nothing more than just sitting and watching. We call it the art of doing nothing. I'm just rewarding calm behavior. So that's how I would engage with her. So none of this is going to exercise your dog. Like, it's just a nice casual walk. If we're going on a nice casual walk, I want to give her space to run, to sniff, and check things out. I want it to be an enriching walk, and one that burns off both mental and physical energy. So when I do that, bless you. When I do that, I put her on a long lead. So this, grabbed an extra leash. This is my 15-foot long lead. This one's great, I feel like, for neighborhoods or somewhere where she can have a little bit of space, but you still need to keep her in control because it's really not that hard to get her back to you with 15 feet. So when we're on this type of walk, she just gets to be a dog. I get used to stepping over it and going, handing it side by side, but you don't get to chew on it, no. But she can just check things out. She's still not allowed to pull, and so this is when I practice my recall command. Anytime she gets to the end of the leash, I call her to come to me. So that way it's very rewarding. She gets to check in, she gets a treat, and then she gets her space back, but I'm also getting to practice my most important command, which right now she's not going to give me any space. And I would go outside, but it's raining, so that makes it hard too. Daisy. We'll just toss a treat. So it's, Daisy, come. Good girl. Okay. So I say her name, there's a brief pause, and then tell her to come. The moment she turns around and starts coming to me, I say, good girl. Daisy, come. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. And when she gets to me, it's okay. And then she can go back to doing what she's doing. Every once in a while, you might have to call her, and you'll have to reel this in and go back into a heel. But that's pretty quick with just 15 feet. Good. Okay. And if she ignores me, the nice thing is I have this long lead. I simply tell her no and put some pressure. We're going to have to throw another treat to get you away. Here you go. So if I called her to come and she ignored me, it would just be a no. Oh, good girl. Good girl. So it's no, put the pressure on. The moment she initiates coming towards me, I say, good girl, and the pressure's off. She gets to me, it's okay. So, like I said, the long lead's great. It's a great time to practice this command. It's a great time for her to exercise and just be a dog. So practice, practice, practice a lot. If she's ever off leash, so we've spent a lot of time practicing this off leash recall. But if she fails, I don't have this leash to reel her in. And so I'm going to have to go and get her. And so if I call her to come, she ignores me. I say no, and I start walking towards her. If I get 90% of the way there and that last 10% she decides to come towards me, I'm going to say, oh, good girl, and I'll take a few steps back. Good, okay, and reward her when she gets to me. If I got 100% of the way there and she never once started the action of coming towards me, I would either hook a leash on her or take her by the collar, and I would say, Daisy, come. Good girl. I'd motion her towards me and start backing up. So that's how I would follow through. If you are not prepared to follow through, don't ask her to come. Just go and get her. We do not want to burn out this command. This is your most important command, and we've spent a lot of time practicing it, and she's doing really, really well. So, I believe that covers everything. If you have questions, don't hesitate to let me know. We've had a lot of fun with Miss Daisy. She's a sweet girl. So if you need anything, let me know. But thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.